Salvi got tied up some, but he hits it deep to left field. McNeil at the wall with Nimmo, and Nimmo almost put it over the wall. Lofton scores, and Salvi has a double. And couldn't quite get it. I think it got the railing behind the wall. Yeah, I think it's a homer. It's been a bunch of groans.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. It is a home run.
250 career home runs for Salvador Perez.
From the Big Apple to the Little Apple and everywhere in between, Royals fans across the country are saying, hey, 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 your boys in blue were victorious today against the New York Mets, 11-7. Welcome to the Royals Recap. I am Jacob Milham, one half of the Royals Rundown podcast. Thank you very much for joining me as we talk about Saturday's win over the New York Mets, the 2015 losers, as many people will refer to them. Listen, this if you can't tell, 11-7, that would outscore many Iowa Hawkeyes games out there. Let's get that straight. But it was not another banner historic day for the pitching staff in any sense. Alec Marsh, he had another not great start, but then the bullpen behind him did not have a banner day either. Thankfully, the bats came through in a big way. We're going to talk about that, and I'll give you all a sneak peek ahead of Monday's full-length episode with Jeremy Greco. We got to talk about Maikel Garcia at the top of the lineup. This ain't going to do. All right, he started out red hot on opening day, and you don't want to be the guy in the lineup trending down after opening day. But that's exactly what Maikel Garcia is doing. 6 ABs today, no hits, nothing. No sac flies, no walks, no productive impact on the Kansas City Royals box score. I will say that. Nearly everyone else behind him, though, hey, they were doing work. Let me tell you what. Here are, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different Kansas City Royals had 2 hits. That is crazy to me. Bobby Witt Jr., Nick Lofton batting third had a 2-hit day. Salvador Perez had a 2-hit day, plus his milestone 250th career home run. Let's give a round of applause to El Capitan, the team captain there, doing great work in Citi Field, the same place where he's snagged another good accolade, if you remember. Nelson Velasquez had a multi-hit game. Garrett Hampson surprised me the most, probably, with the 2-hit game. And I was surprised to see him get the start today, but just really proving some value is still there for him as a utility player. Freddie Fermin even had a hit and an RBI. Hunter Renfroe had a multi-hit game, so hey, there's something. He had 2 RBIs to his name as well. And unfortunately, Dairon Blanco did not have a hit, but he did get on base with a walk at least. So there's something at least. It's yeah, this was a very, I'm trying to think of the word. This was a very one-sided game. After the first inning, it really was. The Royals took the lead in the second inning. They put up 3 runs in the top of the inning, went up 4-3, and they didn't look back since. The Mets did come back to tie it at one point, but outside of that, the Mets never took the lead back. It wasn't looking too good. I was kind of concerned. Mets got up early 3-1, which wasn't great. They got to Alec Marsh early, and usually that's what you want. You want your lineup to come in and set the tone. It just didn't rattle Marsh, though, for the most part. He only gave up 1 more run after that inning, and he came together 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts with a home run. It's kind of got to toss it up and say, well, he is the 5th starter after all. It is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. He left today with the win. Did he look like the player, like the pitcher who should be leaving with the win? No, absolutely not. But I still have faith that he can turn things around. And as long as, a 5, I don't know. I'm torn on this. I really am, folks. I really am, because it's not what we got used to from our starting rotation through the first 2 trips, right? This is a palatable start from Alec Marsh. I'm not going to go back to the chef and say, hey, I want another helping. But I'm also going to take this down and say, you know what? It is what it is. Let's move on to the next course. That's exactly what the Kansas City Royals are going to be doing tomorrow when they look to get the series clinching win over the New York Mets. Series is currently tied at 1-1, so a little bit on the line, I will say, if you want to pitch it that way. Kansas City Royals currently sitting at 10-5. The New York Mets dropped down to 6-8. The bullpen behind Marsh didn't really do him a ton of favors. I will say Angel Serpa gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, had a strikeout, but that one home run, or that 1 run, was a solo home run. And, that's another thing. You kind of have to toss it up like, well, at least there wasn't another base runner. Serpa didn't walk anyone else. It ain't going to help his ERA, I'll tell you that much. But in the grand scheme of things, when your bats are doing the damage that they are, that is palatable. That is okay. Nick Anderson came in, did his work. A clean inning from him. No hits, no walks, no strikeouts, but he came in and got 3 outs and got out. That's okay. Matt Sauer, hey, it was the good feel story of this Royals bullpen, the Rule 5 draft pick that the Royals picked up from the New York Yankees this past offseason. He's been coming in, getting some work in low leverage situations, and that's exactly what today was. Unfortunately, today is when he got pretty roughed up. He did. This was his first outing where I could say he got roughed up. 2 walks, 2 earned runs allowed with 1 home run allowed. No outs recorded, unfortunately. So that's certainly not great. Matt Sauer, hope you just dust it off, learn what happened, learn what didn't happen, and move on to the next. John Schreiber came in behind him and cleaned up the inning. 1 strikeout, no hits. He has still not allowed an earned run this year. Keep an eye on John Schreiber. He might be getting some more high leverage or high pressure, if you will, because I would consider it high pressure coming in from Matt Sauer. He produces, plain and simple. And then finally, James McArthur came in a non-save situation, pitched the final inning, did give up 2 hits, but got 2 strikeouts. Now, I will say this. I listened to the final inning on the radio. I wasn't able to sit down and watch it. And I listened to it, and I don't know if the announcers were giving us the full story over what was going on with the strike zone, because McArthur came back against a batter 3-0, and I get it. The home crowd is always going to think that the batter is making the right decision at the plate. But they were pretty dang vocal about some of those strike calls. So I'll have to go back and watch the game again this evening. But I just thought that was funny. Whenever you listen to a broadcast, it's all the information you're getting is either from the crowd or from the broadcasters. And usually, if your team is the beneficiary of a pitcher, is the beneficiary of some close calls, the broadcasters ain't going to say nothing. Y'all know that. All in all, it's another win for the Kansas City Royals. Was it perfect? No. The lineup really rebounded from yesterday, though. I will say that. That was very much needed. Currently, the Royals are still negative in the run differential in this series, and that's okay. They have a chance to get back up on top come tomorrow afternoon. So, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let's see who Bally Sports Kansas City wrangles up for some post-game interviews. Stay tuned.
Well, this is Salvy's place. Very special. Citi Field. Career home run, number 250. But first, let's talk about the win and the bounce back from last night.
Yeah, pretty good. Every time we win, we come into the ballpark, and try to win every game. Play hard. Things can happen like that, like happened last night, but it's over. We concentrated today as soon as we get here, and we got a win today.
They're not going to come out with that today, are they?
No, it's too cold.
You're the captain.
Yeah, tú sabes.
You tell them no? The home run is special. It's a milestone, 250 home runs. You had to wait for it a little bit. What did you think?
Pretty good, I'm being blessed, Joe. Thank God for keeping me in this field and let me doing what I love to do.
What about this place and how special it is? First All-Star game here with Mariano Rivera, World Series MVP, home run last night, 250 today. What do you like about this place?
Everything. It's a lot of great memories, Being my first All-Star game, catch Mariano Rivera, like you said, was amazing, something that we're going to never forget. And win the World Series in here. So it's a lot of good memories.
Last thing for you, the lineup today totally different against lefty Sean Manaea. This is not going to be cold, I don't think.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, it is cold.
250. Thank you.
Bobby says 250, just a little splash there. But this lineup today with a bunch of different guys, and Nick Lofton batting in front of you, what he was able to do. What do you think about this group? Not just 1 through 9, but everybody.
I think it's another good team, Joe. We get here, play hard, and try to win every game, like I said. Lofton doing a pretty good job today for me, everybody, so we got the win today.
Congratulations on 250. And I know many more to come. Go enjoy it.
Thank you very much, brother.
Well, we needed them. I mean, that was a back-and-forth game. It had the feel of it was going to be that kind of game early on, and so to stay with it and be able to put up the runs in those middle innings to expand was huge.
Another milestone for Salvador Perez. How impressive it is just watching him continue to set these benchmarks in his illustrious career.
Yeah, it's special for us. Everybody that gets to witness this day in and day out, and, the fans of Kansas City have seen it for 13 years now. But for us, just to be here every day and watch somebody like him, as professional as he is, and to continue to rack up those accolades is really special.
What does he bring to the table that people outside don't know about?
His desire to win. I mean, that's really all he cares about. And, he had it early in his career, and it's been a while, and he is completely driven by that. He's selfless. He works as hard as anybody in that room for a guy that's been here forever, and those are the things that people don't see.
He talked about yesterday, even though the season's early, he's all about winning the World Series. When you hear that, what does that say?
I'm in. Yeah, I mean, sign me up.
You talked about the shuffle the lineup a little bit against the lefty. Lofton with a career high through RBIs, Hampson a couple stolen bases. Just how satisfied are you to see the tinkering work like it did?
Well, yeah, I mean, those guys, they need to play against lefties, and that's what they do. I mean, those guys are really good hitters, and, Hampson's been around the league a while. He knows his game. He knows what he has to do. You saw with the bunt and the stolen base. And then Lofton, he's a young player, but we're really confident in him. He puts up really good at-bats, as you saw today.
What kind? I was going to say, Hampton was in that rundown the third inning and managed to steal that base. How amazing was that?
Yeah, where I sit, being down below there, it's really hard to tell what happened. So I didn't get a good look at it. I need to go see that, but it was a big play to get the second for sure.
Looking at Alec Marsh today, what kind of adjustment did he make from early in the game to be able to give you 5 innings today?
Yeah, that was really big. I mean, early on, it didn't look like he was going to be able to get through there, but the 4th and 5th, more efficient, getting in the zone early, spinning the ball in the zone too, and just being able to throw more strikes.
Alrighty, y'all, that is just about going to do it for today's Royals recap. Before I get on out of here, if y'all don't listen to us on Spotify, go check out our Q&As over there. Interact with us. Would love to hear from y'all after each game, each episode we do, and you get your responses read on air. So we only had one response on last night's game. Luke 5747 says, streak was going to end at some point. It'll be all right. Come back tomorrow with fire. And Luke, I can certainly say that is what they did today. Saw a lot of fire, and in the latter innings, I heard a lot of fire, if you will. So I'm not too worried about like the demeanor, as we're still very young in the road trip 2 games down, 4 games to go. So that's going to be interesting to see how much momentum the Royals can get back on the road trip, close out the series tomorrow against the Mets before they travel to Chicago to face off against the Chicago White Sox. The Guardians are still making up games against the New York Yankees. But I will tell you this right now. The Royals have the most wins in the AL Central. All right, if the Guardians win tonight, they go up to 10-4, right? And they'll still remain on top. If they lose tonight, they fall to 9-5, and the Kansas City Royals would take over first place in the AL Central. So y'all know what I'm rooting for, say the least. I've been giving you guys the expected wins and losses because I think it's fun to see it. The Guardians are the only other team in all of baseball to have double-digit expected wins, and the Kansas City Royals still have the edge on them. The expected record for Kansas City is 11-4 right now, and as we sit today, your Kansas City Royals lead all of MLB in run differential. All right, they ain't scoring the most runs. Or actually, am I going to take that back? Am I going to have to take that back immediately? No. They're pretty dang close, though. I will say that. They have scored the most runs in the AL as a 4:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. And only allowed 46 runs on the season. That, my friends, I will absolutely take that. But like we said, we're going to have a pretty good matchup tomorrow to close out the series. I am looking forward to it, to say the least. It's going to be a good one. Cole Reagans is getting the bump. We're going to see how he looks so far away from Kauffman Stadium. Let's see if the Kansas City Royals can keep Pete Alonso, the polar bear, in check to close out the series. That is going to do it for me, folks. Please check us out on social media. All those links are down in the podcast description below. Once again, my name is Jacob Milham, one half of the Royals Rundown podcast. Jeremy Greco will be on the full-length episode come Monday morning, so make sure to check that out as we wrap up all the storylines, all the analysis that you need to know about your Kansas City Royals. For now, that's going to do it. And until next time, go Royals!